Hi friends, Jen here with Serenity Hill Farmstead. Today I'm going to talk to you about plantain. Plantain is a wonderful perennial herb that grows wild just about everywhere, and I'm going to talk to you about all of the wonderful things that you can do with this. First I want to talk about identifying it. So how you're going to identify this, there's a couple different kinds of plantain. There's your narrow leaf and your broadleaf. This is a broadleaf variety, but in both types of plantain it can be identified. You see after you pick this, the strings that are in here. The veins in this plant go all the way from the root through the entire plant up to the tip of the leaf. So it is really from root to tip that you're going to find those single veins to the entire leaf. What our family uses plantain the most for is got to be bites and stings. So if we get bit by the black flies, the deer flies that are out here this time of year, they're awful. They hurt. And then you can use them for wasp stings, bee stings, things like that. So how we do that is somebody gets something and they run and grab a piece of plantain, they rip off a piece, put it in their mouth, chew it up till it's like a paste, and they put it right on the bite or the sting. And what it does is it helps cool it down. Plantain is a cooling herb, and it helps cool down the injury. That an injury that has a bite or a sting or any kind of injury to the skin will produce a heat, and you want to cool that heat, and that will help release the venom that's going in that insect put into you. And it will also help heal the area. It'll help heal the damaged tissues from the injury. So that is the topical uses for plantain. Another fabulous use for this wonderful herb is for your GI tract. So if you have ulcers, irritable bowel syndrome, irritable bowel diseases like Crohn's and ulcerative colitis, super inflamed gut lining like leaky gut, all things like that, the astringent and vulnerary properties make it really ideal for healing the gut lining. And what it does, that astringent property specifically helps just kind of knit everything back together and put it back where it was and heal up those tissues. So it's super, super helpful with that. We like to make this in a tincture. You can make it with a tea too, no problem. But we really like to make this in a tincture and then take that for any kind of irritable bowel type flares. We've got a member of our family that gets ulcers. We've got GI complications from me with my autoimmune disease. We've got another member of the family that has IBS. So at the first sight of flare, or maybe something that we ate that we thought, that's probably going to cause a flare, we'll start taking that as a preventative. It'll help shorten the life of the flare. So that's been super helpful for our family. Another big perk to this plant is it's super beneficial in coughs. Right now, we've had so much smoke from Canadian wildfires come down into Illinois. Our air quality has sucked for weeks and weeks. And for people like me, I mean, really, I'm sure everybody's feeling it. My husband is perfectly healthy in his lungs, and he's been coming home coughing. He's feeling the burn in his throat and his lungs some days. And plantain is excellent for helping to soothe those tissues and heal all of the little micro abrasions and things that happen from breathing in things like wildfire smoke. So taking a plantain tincture or drinking a plantain leaf tea is a fabulous help to those kinds of situations. To make a plantain tincture, the recipe that I use is very simple. I like to use fresh plantain herb. You can use dried too. I've done it both ways. If I'm going to use dried, dehydrated plantain, then it's going to be 1 part herb to 5 parts vodka. If I'm going to be doing fresh leaf, then I double that, 2 parts to 5 parts vodka. So like I said, plantain grows wild just about everywhere. It grows in wastelands. It grows in lush, super rich soils. It grows everywhere. It is absolutely everywhere I look out on our farm, in our backyard homestead. It's everywhere. I think actually this year, most of our yard is plantain because of this ridiculous drought. It's super drought resistant. It does not take much. So whether or not you are foraging or you want to grow this purposefully in your garden, either is a great idea and a wonderful herb to add to your apothecary.